gorilla stomping in a zoo. Check the vocals, animals gather right. Boom.
Hey everybody, and welcome back for another video. Where in today's video, I am totally taking advantage of this rabbit enclosure to get out of the wind and give you guys an intro from the outside. Alright, giving you guys intros from inside the garage was getting a little bit old, and at least for the time being, I'm able to come in here out of the wind and enjoy just speaking with you guys to get this video rolling. So, in today's video, obviously, if you watched the last video, you'll see all these open areas here. They need mesh. They need hardware cloth in order to keep the bunnies in, keep predators out. So I'm going to be trying my best to be a little bit thorough with it, tidying up edges and getting some clean cuts and clean corners. And the reason I want to be a little more thorough with it is just so that the rabbits or anything else we might end up putting in this enclosure doesn't have any sharp edges and sharp wires to scratch their eye or their skin or just get injured in any way. So I'm going to be trying to be a little bit thorough to tuck all my corners, and I may come back in the future and trim around it and everything to cover up the edges of the wire if I do get around to that. But as for now, we're just trying to make everything functional, get the rabbits out of the house, because I'll tell you something right now. If you're thinking about getting rabbits for in the house, you're brave. Because now obviously we got 4 rabbits, that's a lot. I don't know if you would have 1 or 2. But anyways, if you are signing up to have rabbits in your house, it's going to be a frequent job to clean out their litter and stuff like that, because their urine is very potent. Okay, think after a couple of days of 4 rabbits, try to picture a public washroom type of potent. You know, sorry to get that image in your head, but anyways. That's kind of where it's progressively going quicker and quicker in that area as the rabbits get older, eating more and drinking more. So it's time. It's time for these rabbits to get outside. So that's what we're going to be doing that today. Hopefully, if I get all the mesh and everything done, the rabbits will be coming out here today. I don't know if the rabbit house is not ready. That'll still be worked on. But I'm sure we can put a Tupperware container or something on its side in here with some straw, and it'll be a perfect little nest for them while I finish up the rabbit house, and we'll be fine. Alright, so goals for today. Mesh all the openings, and the door here behind me, I need to put some trim, some backstopping around that. That should be pretty quick. And I also went ahead and I drilled a little hole on the side, because one thing I realized where I put that little garden latch gate hook, it can close behind you. And if I had this meshed in, I wouldn't be able to reach out and open the door to get out. So I drilled a little hole just to pass a string to pull on that garden latch, just for getting back out of the enclosure. Alright, so that pretty much should bring you up to speed now on where we are and where we're starting today. And hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Alright, enough rambling, let's get to work. I'm going to start off with the door backstop trim, and then we'll get on to the mesh. And ideally, third thing would be tar paper on the ceiling. And at the end of the video, we just might move the bunnies out here. I'm thinking that we will, but I'm not going to promise it. But watch till the end and you'll see if the bunnies make it out here today. Alright, let's get going. The first thing on the agenda now is to get some measurements on exactly where I want this door frame to go. Right? And I figure the best place to start is probably going to be top and bottom, and then depending on where those end up, then I'll know the overall length of my side one, right? Anyways, it's not really explaining it is not really going the way I'd like it to. I'm just going to do it, and if you're doing this type of project, you do it to your liking as well, and we'll all be happy together. All right, so I'm going to go. Start off with 41.5 is what we're going to start with, and see how that pans out. Alright, I'll go do that now. Okay, so let's size up this 41.5 that I just did. Alright, so I'll get that glued and screwed into place, and then we'll move on and do the bottom piece as well. Alright, so that one turned out very nice actually. It's good and sturdy, and I got some lots of glue behind it there, so once that all cures and sets up, that should be golden. So I'm going to cut another one at 41.5, and that'll be for the bottom. And then once all is said and done, I'll take our final one, trace out the right side there, and that'll pretty much be it. This side on the left is not a big deal because the hinges and everything got that nice and tight over there. There's nothing squeezing in between the door there, and it's not swinging with any force. Right? If anything's trying to beat this door in, the hinges will hold this side. This side, on the other hand, needs a backstop. So that's my rationale behind all of this. So I'm going to dig away a little bit of dirt from the ground to make room for this board, and tidy that up a little bit, and then I'll get my 41.5. I'll do that now and have that done, and we're ready to rock. So I'll go do that cut now and have the board ready. Alright, last but not least, I'm going to get my measurement now from top to bottom. And that is 73.25. Now I could continue right up to the ceiling with it, just for stability sense. That would be 75. So yeah, let's do 75, and then I got a full post in if I need to do anything extra with it. So I'm gonna go cut a 75, and we'll be right back and get this put on. Alright, so let's have a look now. So that'll go on like that, a little bit higher to the ceiling. Alright, so I'm going to get that mocked up there. So I'm going to put some glue on this and we'll be gold. I'm just going to make a couple of marks with my pencil so I know how far over to put my glue. That way it's not too messy. Okay, and glue's going on this side. So let's get that glued. There we go, glue's on. Let's get this mounted. Alright, so at this point now, I'm just going to test everything, make sure it's working as I desire it to. I redid my wire on the latch so I can get out from the inside. So basically, I'm just going to pull on the wire, which opens the gate lock. Push the door open. Swings nicely. Okay, nice and solid. Nice solid door stop. Okay, and when it's closed, push on the wire, and we're locked. Okay, pull, open, push, sorry, push, lock. Alright, so that'll work for now. I think it's acceptable, and we should be good. All the door trim and backstopping is done, working great. I think we're golden here as far as that's concerned. So that brings us to the next thing, mesh. It's time to start the mesh. So I figure I'll start on the side opposite the door, work my way there, and pretty much work my way out. So I'll start over there, get going, and yeah, so this is the point where you guys enjoy some more tasteful music and super speedy me. Okay, and hopefully this mesh goes easily. Alright, I wouldn't mind an easy bit for this project. And once the mesh is done, it's time for bunnies, other than the tarp, or the tar paper. I gotta keep that in mind, I keep forgetting about that part. But that's not a necessity to put the rabbits in here, right? If it rains outside and a little bit of water comes down between the plywood, that's still better conditions than what they're in right now. So anyways, please stick around, please watch, and see how it goes. Wish me luck. I'm starting the mesh right now. Alright, so that's the first one done. As you can tell, I'm just doing it slowly and carefully. And, you know, nice and tight. Use regular staples, staple gun the whole way around. And then I went back afterwards and put in these electrical wiring staples. And really drove those home in 4 corners and along the sides as well. Right. So anyways, very nice tightness and coverage. So all in all, quite pleased with this, and we'll be continuing on. I might actually throw a couple more big staples just on this side, and just where it's on the corner and it's on an angle, it's a little bit of an altered strength area, so I'll just make sure that's really reinforced. But everything else was nice and flat and just bang, 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 no problem. So all in all, really happy with how this is going. I'm going to continue now and do the upper half, and you know, we'll just keep picking away at it, doing it carefully, right? I'm not rushing this part for sure. Okay, I want this to be a very nice finish. So let's continue on. And so far so good. We are now halfway through things. I just wanted to stop for a minute, check in with you guys, see how you're all doing. Hope you're enjoying the video at this point. So far, I'm really enjoying how the mesh is going on. It's not too difficult, you know, other than when I need to take a little bit off, trying to go down one wire at a time, snipping it, because I can't really get a good flow for just cutting on through it, and I'm trying to take off as much of the sharp wire as possible when I'm cutting. So anyways, it's working out great, and I'm going to keep it up, and we're halfway there, right? And the door and that back is exactly the same size pretty much, so pretty much spot on at being halfway right now. And I'm finding that my pace is picking up as I'm going. I'm getting more and more used to how it's positioned, And I don't know if you noticed with the top one, I had to cut around the joists and that there as well, right? So that was extra time doing those 2 cuts, and I'll have to do that again now on the following side. But overall, it's going great, and hopefully I'm not jinxing it by saying so. The biggest part will be cleaning up once it's all said and done, and trying to keep myself from bleeding out with all the scratches from all the was it a death by 1,000 cuts? I'm probably a quarter of the way there. Anyways, back to the job. We got half more to go, and so far so good. So let's keep going. Alright, we're on the home stretch here now. We are, 75% of the way in. We got 6 panels done out of 8. So two more rolls of mesh and this is done. Now I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. I want to be done already, but I know I still got to dig deep and finish this up. And I'm not sure how time is going to be once I'm done that. If we're still going to have lots of daylight or what, because it's 6:45 there now in the evening, and I just timed myself with this bottom panel and it took me about 16 minutes altogether. Shorter for you guys because I'm sure I'm going to speed it up and edit little bits out of it, but for a real-time take on what that took to do, it was about 16 minutes, and that was having the mesh already unrolled. So from that starting point, the actual application itself was about 16 minutes. So we'll call it 15, right? All right, so I'm just taking a little break here now and chat with you guys for a second. But I am excited to get this door finished. The tar paper on the roof, it can wait if need be. But if anything, maybe I'll put a bit of tuck tape or something down the length of the plywood seam, just to keep water from leaking in through in that one area. Everything else I'm not worried about because it's covered in plywood. So yeah, I'm going to build up my motivation again, have a little drink of some water, and then we'll tackle this last door here. Tackle the door, I should say. Alright, so far so good. I'm kind of picturing all the different animals that could be in here if we wanted, but the bunnies will claim it. I don't know if we'll get them out here tonight. I think we should, just because their container right now is a bit soiled and they need a cleanup. So it'd be nice to bring them out here and just let them go wild. So we might get to do that. No guarantees just yet, but a little bit of spoilers, you guys will see it, because whether it happens today or tomorrow, I'm going to put it in this video. Alright, so anyways, enough jibber jabber, back to work. Alright, last piece going on. So I just cut this off camera, same as I did for the top one. Good bit of cutting, but no problem. Alright, let us see. Alright, mesh is done. I got a big mess here to clean up now of all the plastic wrap and mesh scraps, and get everything packed away. And I think it's time to bring some bunnies up here. I'm not going up the ceiling this evening. I'm going to leave that as is. That'll be fine until I get back at this again. And then at least when I get back at it again, I'll do the whole roof with tar paper and not have to worry about it. Alright, so I'm going to tidy up here, and when we come back, I think we'll be bringing some bunnies out here. But I do have to get a little bit of prep done, and I'll include you in that. So yeah, just give me a second to clean up. I'll be right back. Alright, so I got it all tidied up here now. There may be like a scattered little piece of metal here and there from the grating, from the mesh, but nothing that they should be getting into that I have to worry about. Alright, so just to add some extra coverage in here, we got to put down some wood shavings, okay? So I'll go grab a pack of them, and we'll get that spread out here now as well. Alright. I'm just going to put a full bag in here and see how that does. I don't think there's anything else on the ground there that I need to worry about before I spread this. Alright. Now, I probably should have brought up a rake to spread this, but I can throw it around. Not too bad, pretty good coverage from one bag. Still more in the pile here. I think this should be a nice base layer to get started. Alright, we can always add more, but I don't think we need to at this point in time. Alright, So this spread out pretty good. There we are. Alright, so I'm going to go and I got to get the automatic feeder for the bunnies. And I'm going to put an extension on that, the 4-inch extension. I'm not sure if I've even shown it to you guys since I put them in the Tupperware container. But it's an automatic feeder just like my chickens. And I just redid it for bunny food and it works just as well. Alright, so here's their feeder I was telling you about. I'm going to put that in the corner here. And we'll get that locked into place. So to lock that in place, I'm just going to use a little bit of wire mesh. A little bit here. Same thing I did for the chickens. Okay, so just going to put it in with a few staples. Hold it in place. There we are. So that's situated there, and I'll go get the water now. I got another 3-gallon water, same as I have for the chickens. And I just got that all filled up here. And for this, I could put it in the other corner maybe. So I'll put it here next to the food for now. I just got to flatten the ground a little bit around it. Alright. Let's open it up, make sure it works. There we are. So we got feed, we got water, we got wood chips. I think it's time to bring the bunnies in here. So I'll go outside now and we'll bring those in. Alright, boys and girls, here comes the bunnies. Alright, in come the bunnies. I'm going to shut the door behind me. A bit of the fiddle with this a little smidge. There we are, door is shut. I'm going to turn you guys down towards the ground here now. We're starting to run out of daylight, but I think we got enough to show you guys the bunnies' first time in their new coop. So I'll get you guys turned down here now. Alrighty, so let's begin. Alright kiddos, one each now. And tell everybody which one you got. Alright, Mommy got one too. Let's lay them down on in front of the container here. So here comes Summer. There's Summer. And there is Cookie. There we go. There comes Coco.
Now I get do that.
And then little man is going to get Thumper.
I think they think their home is way bigger now.
Watch it.
Way bigger now.
Watch it. Ooh, my, watch your step, little man. Almost had bunny soup.
This is so cute.
All right, let's. I'm going to pick up the camera now and show you guys these little bunnies exploring their new world. All right. Here's some happy bunnies.
One right behind you, Dizzy.
Yeah, there's Mr. Man with Thumper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Man got some new lightning bolts inside of his head. Oh, now. And there's Summer.
I think they're going to have this wood chewed to pieces in a day.
They better not chew through the wood.
And there's Cookie all the way hiding over there.
Yeah.
There's Coco.
And there's
In the
Coco
bin.
and Cookie. Yeah. See, make sure they find the water.
They're so excited.
They're like ready to hop and hop and hop. Little Miss getting a bunny. You can't even tell right now, but there's a breeze blowing around us. And we are totally out of the elements. We're supposed to get rain tonight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Daddy picked this up anyway.
Let's see you.
They're so excited. Oh my gosh. Cookie. Cookie.
We're gonna miss him though.
Cookie's gone
Yeah.
cuckoo.
There's the mama. Yeah, well, we can come out here at any point in time and pet them out here, and we can keep a little seat in here if we want. And if we ever want to bring them in the house, we can bring them in the house for a bit too. But we got to be extra careful opening and closing doors, because once they're out, they could be gone. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes when the cover's off, Coco hops out of her bin and he goes in the dining room.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they're
There's so
pretty.
much room now.
They're so excited.
Oh my.
Yeah, look at them hopping. Look at them hop. Hop, hop, hop. They're like, whoa, what's going on?
You love me.
You can't even step around. You got to be very careful with your feet. Look Cookie.
You're pretty. He loves it.
They do love it.
Look at her going in tunnel. Look at her going in tunnel. They're like, I actually don't want to go in.
Mm-hmm.
They're so happy in here. They're not happy why.
Does she know that this is her ladder?
Let me get them now. Let me get them. Coco. Gotta know your water.
There we go.
Gotta know your water.
Alright, so I know the bunnies have been off camera for a long time. They've just been biding their time and waiting on me to get this place finished up for them. But now, look, Cookie I think might be the most excited.
Yeah. It's so cute.
Alright,
Let's make sure she knows
So-
where the ladder is.
I would call this a great success.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
alright. And we'll pretty all this up, and the rabbit house still got to be done. Still got to do the rabbit house, but we're just going to put some hay in this Tupperware until we get the rabbit house done, and they can use that to snuggle up together. And then they get their water and feeder, and I got the extension put on that, so that should last easily a few days or more.
What is Coco doing?
I don't know, tipping over the lid over there, I think.
Yeah, I gotta know where water is. I think I put it in her paw in there. I think so.
All right, watch it, Mama. They're behind you everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we are. Bunnies have moved. So we'll see you guys now in a second. We'll clear up this video. All right, everybody. That's going to conclude today's video. The bunnies are bouncing with excitement. I think everything is going just great. And like I say, this coop, this enclosure is not finished by any means. Still got to do the roof and a few other things. But it's functional. And that's the main thing I wanted out of this, was be functional, get the rabbits out of the house so they're not lying in their own excrement and everything else. And now they've got lots of room. They can choose a corner for doing their business, whatever they need to do. There's plenty of room in here. At least about 80 square feet. 8 by 10 is what this ended up being. 80 square feet. I think they're doing cartwheels over there. Alright, so that's going to conclude today's video. Next video, I'm not sure what it's going to be or when it's going to be. But I can almost guarantee it's not going to be tomorrow. Okay? So until that next video happens, hope you're happy. Hope you're healthy. Take care of each other.
And peace out!